main objective to finish this stage and reach the flying finish in the shortest possible time.
In between the special stages, we drive on public roads and have to adhere to normal traffic regulations.
It's the duty of the navigator to read the pace notes and to deliver the pace notes with complete and total accuracy and timing to assist the driver to go faster.
Turn right 7, right 6 here, brake, grid.
In rallying, navigator calls up to 4,000 calls in one single event. One mistake or a late call from us could end us up in the deep sugar or even worse on the route.
The cars competing in the Premier Class of South African rallying are known as Super 2000s or S2000s. These cars may look like the ones you can buy off the showroom floor, but are in fact purpose-built thoroughbred racing machines with over 200 kilowatt, 6-speed sequential gearboxes, bulletproof suspension, 4-wheel drive and a host of safety equipment, resulting in a price tag of around 2 million rand.
The rallying places severe stresses on both man and machine. And during a rally, we are allowed to visit service parks during predetermined times, for predetermined times as well, to do repairs on the cars and get them up to scratch again. And we rely on a very highly skilled group of technicians in which to do so. During this time in the service park, we can do anything from changing tires to entire gearboxes.
The winner is the team that completes all the special stages in the shortest total time.
Welcome to the 2010 Sasol South African Rally Championship. With no less than 17 cars entered into the top S2000 class for round 1, this year's title fight promises to be the most exciting yet.
Heading the entry list for the opening round is the 3-car BP Ultimate Volkswagen Polo squad. Hargen Vecken and Pierre Aris have been the fastest combination in rallying over the past few years, resulting in 2 consecutive championships. But Vecken is expecting the competition to be tougher than ever.
Yeah, no, I see all the guys are very, got new equipment, they're all look keen, so I think it's going to be very hard. And, you know, the pace last year was so hot. It was very difficult to even just win one rally.
After 17 successful years with Douglas Judd in the passenger seat, multiple champion Jan Habech will start 2010 with the map reading services of Ralph Pitchford.
Yeah, you know, Douglas and I came a very long way, and it was a good partnership. I think Ralph has got a lot of experience from the off-road side and the Dakar and so on. But I think he's adapted very well to whatever we've done up until now. But the practical side lies ahead, and I'm sure he'll do well.
Although he is new to special stage rallying, Pitchford is no stranger to motorsport after having navigated American Mark Miller to 2 consecutive podium finishes in the grueling Dakar rally.
So it's a whole new experience for me. It's been a big learning curve. You know, Yanni's been really patient with me. We've done a bit of testing together. And we've been working for the last 3-4 days, non-stop, 8 hours a day. So I think my brain's full of holes now.
2006 rally champions Enzo Kuhn and Guy Hodgson showed excellent pace during the latter part of last year's season and completes the BP Volkswagen squad.
We're going to go hard and chase the championship. I think it's definitely a big motivator this year to follow the championship. We started slow last year, which kind of put us out the run. But I think the speed was there. We are competitive, so there's no reason we can't go for the laurels.
The factory Castrol Toyota squad has endured a major reshuffle, with former Nissan Motorsport boss Glenn Hall taking over the reins for the 2010 season.
Well, I mean, the team's come together quite nicely, and I mean, we're really just trying to carry on where the team left off last year, and we've addressed a few issues that gave some troubles, and we're all set to go.
Johnny Gemmell missed out on the 2009 title by the narrowest of margins and will start 2010 with a brand new Aurus as well as a brand new navigator in the form of Scotsman Drew Sturrock.
Yeah, I got a new navigator, a new car. Car's feeling good. Did some testing yesterday, and we're going to give it a full go again this year.
I also do the 2 Scottish Championships as well, so this month I'll have a rally every weekend before I come back out, so a busy man.
Mark Cronier and Robert Paisley have the speed to dominate rallies, and consistent results during 2010 could see Cronier as a serious contender for overall honours.
Yeah, absolutely. Our plan is to get a good result from day one, so we're hoping that we can have a consistent finish. We've had a rough run the last 2 years at this specific event. You know, we've been really quick, but we've had our gremlins.
The biggest news to hit the South African rally scene is the long-awaited return of Ford. The Blue Oval has a proud motorsport history, but South African rally fans had little to cheer about for more than a decade, until the recent arrival and unveiling of the brand new Super 2000 Ford Fiesta. The car was built by M Sport in the UK, the same team responsible for Ford's World Rally Championship focus. The Fiesta conforms to latest international regulations and started its career with a debut victory at the 2010 Monte Carlo Rally.
We're glad now that we're involved in all forms of motorsport in South Africa, the track effort, off-road racing, and now ultimately the rally scene. Albeit with one car, but you have to start small, I suppose.
The task of flying the Ford flag will lie in the capable hands of Charles Wilkin and Greg Godrich. Wilkin and Godrich have won 2 consecutive production car championships and are now looking forward to challenge for overall victory in the Premier class, in spite of having to adapt to left-hand drive.
Yes, I think it's great for rallying as a whole, and obviously there's a lot of Ford fans out there that's going to be rooting for this car, and yeah, I've got a big job on my hands, but we're going to give it a stick, and hopefully I can get used to the car as quickly as possible.
The return of Ford also sees the entry of a brand new major sponsor to rallying in the form of construction company Basil Reed, who will be the major sponsor in the Basil Reed BizHub Ford Rally team.
We've actually been involved, although we're a construction company, we've built Kyalami twice, and we've been involved with Pakisa Raceway, the motorcycle track, and so we're very excited.
Japie van Niekerk and Robin Houtson have been consistent finishers over the past 2 seasons and have acquired an ex-Works Toyota Auris for 2010. The new Africa Developments Auris should be one of the favourites to land the inaugural Privateers Championship. Their main competition is likely to come from Hein Lateghan and Johan van der Merwe in another ex-factory Toyota Auris. Lateghan is part of the newly formed 2-car Pertec Diesel Technic Toyota team, together with 2007 production car champion Visser Duplessis and Gerard Snyman.
As you guys can probably see, we got a 210 Pertec car this year. It was decided at the last minute, and that's why our car came in at the last minute. It's not even running yet. We got less than an hour before the rally starts, so it's touch and go. I think we got a 40% chance of starting at this stage.
Team Total will field no less than 3 Toyota Runnexes in Class S2000, headed by JP Damso and new but experienced navigator Carolyn Swan. Damso's quick, but was plagued by bad luck in 2009. The flamboyant Cape Town Spaniard Fernando Roida returns for his 2nd season in Class S2000 with navigator Dave Lefkowitz in a 2nd Team Total Toyota Runnex. Current Class A6 champions Mohamed Musa and Grant Martin are taking a giant leap to the Premier class in a 3rd Team Total Toyota Runnex.
I think I underestimated the step. I thought, S2000, it's fine. But after I drove the car for the first time, I realized, no, this is a different beast. It's wild. It's wild.
Former Northern Regions champions Schalk Burger Jr. and Armand de Toy now also enter their first full year in S2000 in the Automark-backed Toyota Runnex. The list of Super 2000s in the Premier class keeps on growing, with Evan Hutchison and Alvin Kutsia headlining Volkswagen's privateer representatives in the Motorride Polo. Hutchison is the current off-road special vehicles and Class A7 rally champion.
We wanted to do this for a while, not because we're necessarily too fast for A7, but we're going to try and get some more TV coverage and try and run closer to the front.
Tian Schubert starts his 2nd season in S2000 with new co-driver Carl Peskin behind the wheel of his Salom Group Polo. He'll be joined by Namibian driver Jaco van Dijk and Henny Blutis, as well as 2006 production car champions Nicholas Ryan and Jeff Tyra, who've jumped ship from Toyota to an Avis and Gabriel-backed Volkswagen Polo. The championship for production cars has now fallen away, but former World Rally Championship contender Conrad Rotenbach, together with Peter Marsh, will be on hand to interfere with the top S2000 machines in their pro-drive Subaru Impreza.
Yeah, we're going to try it. It's going to be a bit new for us. The pace notes is quite a different thing for us here, and it's a Group N car, but it's nice to be back in a Group N car and working with Subaru and pro-drive again.
It's by far the most cars we've ever had in the top class of Sasol South African rallying. So competition will undoubtedly be fierce. And their first battlefield? The sugarcane fields of the Total Tour Natal.
Durban has been South Africa's seaside playground for decades. The famous Marine Parade, with its skyscrapers that tower high above the city's north and south beaches, has hundreds of thousands of holidaymakers making the journey each year for a bit of fun in the sun. Besides its beaches, Durban is home to a world-class convention centre, the Ushaka Marine World, the Shark Tank, and what has to be one of the most spectacular stadiums for the 2010 Soccer World Cup. But the north and south coasts of KwaZulu-Natal are also home to what can only be described as the holy grail of rallying. Smooth gravel roads in between KwaZulu-Natal's famous sugarcane fields. The first car on the road almost always has a disadvantage, as it has to sweep the road clear of small and loose little stones that make it extremely slippery. As more rally cars pass through a stage, they sweep the roads clean, providing the cars further down the field with a clear and less slippery line.
In the past, the country's top 6 drivers used to draw their starting positions out of a hat. But for 2010, the process is much more scientific. This year, they will start according to their seeding positions, or a ranking system, where fastest goes first.
The long wait was finally over. 4 months have passed and the 2010 Sasol South African Rally Championship is now underway as 41 teams took the starters' orders at the Gateway Shopping Centre in Umhlanga. The Castrol Toyota of Mark Cronje and Robert Paisley had the honours, or is it disadvantage, of starting the season first on the road. Cronje was followed by Enzo Kuhn and Guy Hodgson, and teammates Johnny Gemmel and Drew Sturrock. Defending champions Hergen Fecken and Pierre Aris start their title defence from 4th on the road, ahead of the BP Ultimate teammates Jan Habig and Ralph Pitchford. The much-anticipated Basil Reed Bizard Full Fiesta of Charles Wilkin and Greg Godridge was the 6th car to leave the start. The Total Tour Natal makes use of both the KwaZulu-Natal North and South coasts. The day 1 will consist of 4 stages in and around the Stanger area of the North Coast. The season starts with Stage 1, or Blythesdale, a 14-kilometre test of driving skill that, like most stages, leave drivers with no room for error.
2010 Rally